guys, welcome to today's Big Brother 19 updates and spoilers. Our house guest of the day is Robert Staley. Robert, thank you so much for your support. We really appreciate it. And if you guys want to be house guest of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. So, when we left off yesterday, the cracks in the Earth's surface spread apart, and the Big Brother house fell through and sunk all the way down to hell. I don't remember ever witnessing anything this crazy. Like, oh my god. It was a lot. It's disgusting, and I found myself questioning why I even do this. Well, like, it was that bad. But anyway, let's talk about it. So, as you can see, this is really long because there was a lot of shit going down. So, Paul was trying to rally everyone to terrorize Cody and Jess. So he's got everybody gathered in the money bedroom except for Jess and Cody. They were in the Apple Lounge. And Matt comes in and he's just like, alright, I want to tell you guys, I was just talking to Jess and Cody, and Jess feels like they're being personally attacked, and it's making her really uncomfortable. So he's saying everybody just needs to relax. We're in a really good place in the game right now. We're 10 versus 2. So why are we freaking out? It's not a big deal. So Paul's like, well, wait a second. I am not pumping the brakes on my game because, of course, Paul doesn't feel like his HOH could be a waste or should be a waste. That's not okay. So he is saying that he's not happy that Cody didn't even make a veto speech, and he's like, I'll make him say something. Will you? I don't know about that. So then Paul is saying that Cody made Raven cry earlier. If you guys didn't watch yesterday's spoiler, Paul is the one who told Raven to fake cry. Paul! Ah! Okay, so that just drives me crazy because he used this so many times. He was like, you made Raven cry, blah, blah, blah. You told Raven to fake cry. So anyway, Alex jumps in. She's complaining that so many people try out for this show all the time and they would kill to be on, and Cody doesn't deserve to be there because he's just sitting there because he didn't make that POV speech. Oh my god, you want to talk about people sitting around doing nothing? Look at the people you're hanging out with right now, like Matt and Raven and all them. Are you joking right now? So then Paul is like, alright, to put this in perspective, if Cody goes home this week, we all make the jury. If Jess uses the hex and saves Cody, there's going to be a pause in the game and we have to redo this week, which means somebody may lose their spot in jury to Cody. Bring up, like, not making jury to these people, and they are gonna freaking light this place on fire. I would love for Julie to, like, pop up on the screen and be like, alright, it's only gonna be a 7-person jury this year. Or for Julie to be like, we're gonna send you all home, there's no jury, it's gonna be America's vote. They would lose their shit. So, anyway, Matt, where are we? There's so much happening. So, Matt is saying, honestly, I don't think harassing Cody and Jess all week is going to help. You know, that's not going to make her not want to use the hex. That's probably going to encourage her to use the hex more. So Paul's like, well, whatever. It doesn't matter. If they use it, it'll be flushed, whatever. So it seems like Paul just wants to freaking pop off on these people. So he's saying, we'll just get rid of one of them next week if they do use the hex. And Christmas is kind of like siding with Matt at first. She's like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe we should just let them be. Jess was talking about how she wants to spend time with Cody before he goes if she doesn't use the hex. So, like, maybe we'll just be nice to them and leave them alone and then she'll do what we want her to do. So then Josh is jumping in. I've got no sympathy for Cody. He treated me like crap and mi familia saw that. What about all the shit you've done, Josh? You think that's just excusable? So Paul is saying if Cody blows up, Jess won't use the hex because she does not want to be associated with that behavior. She's going to want him to go home. She would also think that it could be damaging for Cody's reputation to stay in the house, so she's going to want him to go home. So then Josh continues ranting about Cody. He made it personal. So Christmas now agrees with Paul that if Cody gets aggressive, maybe Jess won't use the hex. So she's jumping over to Paul's thinking, surprise, surprise. And she's like, you know what would really tick Cody off? We should start questioning his military background. That'll freak him the F out. So then after a while, Josh is like, F this shit, I'm bored. So Josh starts in with his pots and pans routine. Da, 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 da. I'm so sick of it. Get a new freaking royalty-free song. So he's wearing his tutu, he's singing his circus song, and he's like, welcome to Big Brother, meatball. Fish, cut the feeds. Did Big Brother tell him to stop? I don't know. But anyway, after that, Paul was in the HOH room with Matt and Raven, and Paul is like, we have to get Cody to crack. Again, he's saying it'll upset Jess, maybe she won't use the hex, or maybe they'll get Cody to freak out so much that he'll just leave, or if he tries to freaking put his hands on somebody, they'll force him to leave. That is so disgusting. I hate when people are like, I'm gonna get this person to DOR, I'm gonna get them to quit. Ugh. That's how you want to win this game? That's so freaking lame. So Matt is still saying it's not a good idea, but Paul is relentless about this. So Matt eventually is like, okay, fine. If we're going to do this, we really need to have a plan, and we really need to commit to it. I just burped because I'm disgusted. So then, yeah, you jealous? So then Christmas joins them. That's an Amy Poehler thing. Christmas joins them, and they start working on a plan to really get Cody to crack. They don't want to attack Jess directly. They're going to be nice to Jess and really take it out on Cody. Focus on him. They want to make him look bad so that Jess won't want to be associated with him. That is sick. So then Paul's like, this is mental warfare. We can't let them feel comfortable even for 1 minute. We got to torture them for the next 4 days. So then some of the talking points, they want to talk about how Jess has to protect Cody and fight his battles for him. They want to attack his manhood and be like, oh, really, you're a big man, blah, blah, blah. And they want to question his military background. Again, that is so messed up. Paul also wants to mess with Mark because he's super paranoid. So he's like, everybody stop talking when Mark walks into a room and it'll freak him out. So then Josh comes up to the HOH room for his instructions from his freaking commander. And Christmas and Paul give him the talking points. And he's just like, oh, this is so exciting. So Paul's saying, we need him to get aggressive and show his true colors. He's an effing bully. What? Okay, I'm not saying that Cody is completely innocent here. And he's done some dumb shit while he's been in this house. But not to this extreme. This is like freaking mob mentality on crack. It's messed up. So then they're telling Josh, laugh in Cody's face, you need to stay calm, that's really going to freak him out, and if he even touches you with 1 finger, he will be out of this game. So Josh is very excited to get started, and he's telling the camera like, Mommy, you don't want to watch this week. Oh, what, because you're going to bully someone? So then Christmas was alone with Matt and Raven in the HOH room, and Christmas is like, effing bullies, I hate them. She's talking about Cody. What? Okay, so then Christmas tells Raven that Jess has said some mean things about her, but of course she doesn't want to get into that right now because why would she want to bring up the specifics? Alright, so Matt is just like, alright, I don't feel cool about this. Like, we're putting people in physical danger now, and that's not cool because Paul was talking about possibly provoking Cody to the point of punching Josh in the face. Oh my god, is Matt actually the voice of reason right now? Every few, I don't know, days, weeks, we hear something from Matt outside of the... And it sounds like he's actually got a brain up there that he's using. It's crazy. So, yeah, he's kind of the voice of reason here. And Christmas is like, well, I don't want to see anybody get hurt either. She says, I came here to be an effing resource for people to find their inner strength and move the F on. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh my god. It just blows my mind. So then Matt is like, well, I'm going to do what I can to help with the plan, but like, this is totally unnecessary. And Christmas is saying, this is necessary. Cody made it necessary. So then they continue to go back and forth about this, and Matt says, are you going to feel great about this if Josh gets punched in the face? Is that what it's going to take? And Christmas says, why are you arguing with me? I'm on the same effing page as you. And she's definitely getting louder and more aggressive. So eventually Matt leaves, and Christmas starts yelling at Raven. She is pissed. She feels like Matt was like trying to lecture her about this, and she's like, tell him to back off my ass. So Raven's trying to smooth things over, and she's like, Matt and I really, we love you, and we love you so much. So then, Christmas is saying, Cody may have killed people, but I can rip people's souls out just as easily. Ah! What the frick? Okay, I'm sorry I'm screaming so much in this video, but I just feel like I'm insane. I don't get it. Okay. I can't take it. This extreme level of unself-awareness. Lucy is concerned. Okay. It's okay, baby girl. Don't worry. So then, Matt and Raven were alone in the Rose bedroom, and she's telling Matt, like, I understand where you're coming from with this whole Christmas thing, but we really don't need another enemy right now. And Matt's like, you know what? I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. I'm just going to assume that it's the drugs that are talking, you know, the broken foot drugs. So eventually, Matt and Christmas are just like, it's fine, whatever. That's the least of this house's problems. Alright, so Jess and Cody have a game chat in the bathroom area, and Jess is saying, like, I don't know what to do with this hex for sure yet, but, you know, it's up to you whether I'm going to use it or not. She's saying, if this is all too much for you, and you want to go home, I won't use it, and that's fine. But if you want to stay, I'm going to use it. So Cody's like, you know what? I don't want to freaking go out like this. I want to have a nice-ass week in this house. And he says he'll keep his mouth shut if people start shit, you know? He's going to do what Jess wants. He doesn't want to embarrass her or, like, cause any problems for them outside of the house. So he's saying he's going to behave. And Jess is like, you know what? You can say stuff, but be smart about it. So then she lets him know about the deal that she made with everybody just in case he wanted to go home and she was going to not use the hex. The whole, I won't use the hex if you guys promise me 2 weeks of safety and promise that you will take out Alex next. So she lets him know about that. Just as they're talking about this, guess who comes over? Josh. So they were talking in the bathroom. Josh is talking very loudly in the kitchen so that they will hear him. He starts antagonizing Cody, and he's like, you should have thrown the battle back to Cameron. It would have been more fun with Cameron in the house. So Jess is telling Cody, just freaking ignore him. She tells Josh, please stop. That's really annoying. So Josh is like, last time I checked, Jess put a muscle on your mouth. He said muscle, and he meant muzzle, but he kept saying muscle. So then he's like, if you're not social, don't come in this house. So he's still going on and on. Cody and Jess continue to have their private conversation. So they're talking about the deal that Jess made with everybody again. And Cody's like, you know what? I would not trust that freaking deal you made. I really don't think they would honor it. And Jess is like, I know, but I had to try to get something if you were going to be going. You know, I can't just, like, give that to them for free. So then Josh is saying, Cody, you're boring me to death with your miserable face. So this is so funny. Freaking Jess and Cody start making out while Josh is berating them. It was actually really funny. So then Cody gets up to make a frozen pizza for them, and they love the frozen pizza in this house. And then Josh is like, Cody, you personally attacked me, but I'm not going to do that because I'm the bigger man. What are you doing right now? What is this? And then he's like, I'm going to F with you for the next 4 days until you self-evict. I thought you were going to be the bigger man. What? Okay, so then a few minutes later, Raven is crying in the bathroom, and Christmas and Elena are comforting her, and she's like, she's telling them that she doesn't like confrontation because she's been sexually abused, and that's really messed up, and I feel for her for that. And then she's saying, like, I don't want to see anybody get hurt. So it's, like, upsetting her that they're going to be tormenting Cody to the point that he might want to physically hurt someone. And, like, yeah, I see what she's saying, but just knowing what I know about what she's about to do, this just seems a bit much, okay? Because she is clearly not afraid of confrontation. We're gonna get to that. But Paul comes in and he's saying, we gotta get Cody out of here. I don't like the way that Cody confronted you, Raven. It was nothing! Okay, oh my god. I don't know if they actually believe what they're saying at this point or if they're just lying uncontrollably, because earlier when Cody and Jess were talking to Raven, all Cody said was just, you know, like, why are you against me in the house? That's it! Oh my god, it was ridiculous. They're trying to make it out like so much more than it was. So then Paula's saying, you and Josh were crying because of Cody. again, stop. Paul was the one who told Raven to cry. And then Josh comes in and he's like, hey guys, are we being portrayed as bullies? Because he's saying, like, how else did Jess get the hex? Like, why would that happen? And Paul's like, F no. They just gave it to her because she was heartbroken. No. And so then they're all trying to explain, probably to themselves and the live feeders, why what they're doing is okay. It's not. So then Cody gets called to the DR. And Paul sees this as the perfect opportunity to go talk to Jess. So he goes to the Apple Lounge where she's hanging out. They start talking about the whole Raven incident. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, definitely check out yesterday's spoiler because I broke it down there. But anyway, Paul says he was under the impression that Cody was aggressive with Raven and made her cry. And Jess is like, Cody was not even involved in the first part. And after we were done talking to Raven, she freaking hugged Cody and kissed him on the cheek. So I don't see where the crying came from. Oh damn, she's got those receipts though. Seriously. So then they were discussing Jason's veto speech. Paul is claiming he had nothing to do with that. Guess what? The lie detector results came back. That's a lie. I need that freaking Maury meme. Oh shit. So then right? So Jess is like, I really don't believe that Jason came up with that speech on his own. And it's true. Paul pulled Jason aside before the POV and was telling him exactly what to say in his veto speech because Paul promised Jess that he would not attack Cody in the POV speech. So he got Jason to do his dirty work for him. So then Cody comes back and he's just sitting there while Paul and Jess are going back and forth because he's not going to get involved with that. He doesn't want to upset Jess. So Jess lets Paul know she's not happy with how a lot of people are acting right now. It's completely out of line, and that is true. So Jess is like, Paul, you have the power to stop this stuff, and you're not. Paul's like, oh, really? He's claiming that he told Josh to stop a few times. In reality, Paul has been egging Josh on and telling him, like, go attack, make it crazy, have fun with it. So then, I love this so much. Are those freaking fireworks or what? Okay, so, very fitting. Jess calls out Paul's game. She's like, you're playing a great psychological game. I gotta hand it to you. Bravo. But at the same time, it's really messed up because you can control these people. You're a vet. They all seek your approval, and you're using that. Oh, shit. She's freaking nailed it. So Paul is denying this hardcore. He's like, I can't control them, blah, blah, blah. I just give them advice. All right, so some other points of interest from this discussion. You could tell that Paul is freaking shook that Jess has him figured out. So Jess lets Paul know she will be using the hex this week, faux sure. Faux show. I messed that up. And she also lets Paul know that she knows that her name has been thrown around by him because somebody has been relaying info to her, and he's just like, oh, really? Okay. But on the inside, he's like, oh shit, who was it? Okay. So that conversation's over. Paul reports back to his minions. He's like, just to let you guys know, Jess is using the hex, and she said that one of you is feeding her info. Okay, so he's like, also, none of you are guaranteed a spot in jury now because of her. Oh my god, what are they gonna do? So, Paul tells Josh to turn it up to a 30. I thought he said that he was telling Josh to stop. Alright, so Josh goes to the Apple Lounge to talk to Cody and Jess. And at first they're just like, Josh, what the hell are you doing here? Like, they're laughing about it. They're like, what are you about to do? So Josh is bringing up Cody not making a POV speech. He says, you're letting the fans down. You're letting America down. And Cody's like, what are you even talking about? Cody says he doesn't have a fan base. He's not trying to get one. That's not why he's here. He's just trying to play the game. So Josh then brings up, like, I'm so pissed because I was guaranteed jury and now I'm not. And Jess says, if you want security, then go out and get it yourself, babe. Ah! Good point. Okay, so Josh is saying that Cody's the one that made it personal, blah, blah, blah. Cody says, Josh, you're a disgusting person. So at that point, Jess is just like, Cody, that's enough. So she's trying to nip that in the bud before it gets too out of control. So Josh is saying, Cody, your personality sucks. So Cody sees this as the perfect time to leave the conversation before he blows up. So then Josh is still talking to Jess. He says that Cody is controlling her. And then Josh is saying he's going to torment the crap out of Cody. And during this whole conversation, Paul keeps like opening the Apple Lounge door because he's trying to listen. And they keep saying like, close the door. And Josh is like, no, I want to leave it open. And then at one point, Paul pops in and he's like, did I tell you to do all this, Josh? And Josh says, no. You really think he's going to be honest about that? So then Josh is still going. He's asking Jess for a handshake after she tells him to leave her alone. And she's just like, no. You just said you're going to torment Cody for the next 4 days. And that would be tormenting me as well. So like, no. Josh is still going. And then finally Cody rescues her. He comes back and he's like, Josh, get out of here. All right. But we got to rewind a little bit because while Josh was talking to Jess, Cody was in the money bedroom and Alex comes over there and asks him, there were a bunch of people around too. She asked Cody, did you know that Jess made a deal with everyone to target me? Like, you would freaking do that to me? You said you were loyal to me. Alex has barely talked to Cody since he came back, and she knows about this plan. She was in on this plan. So Cody's just like, Alex, I've been loyal to you this whole time, and I had no idea what you're talking about. Which is not true, because Jess just told him about this deal before, but he's just like, I had no idea. So Alex is like, oh, well, she's lying to you too. You should investigate that. And the funniest part about this whole thing, Kevin was sitting there so confused because he was one of the few people who was not in on this fake deal with Jess to like get rid of Alex next if she doesn't use the hex. So Kevin is just like, what the hell? Like, I wasn't in on this. Alex, I swear, I swear. So he's freaking out about that. Paul and Christmas confirm, like, yes, Jess made that deal with everybody. And Alex is pretending to be pissed about it. Cody leaves. That's when he goes back to save Jess from Josh. All right. So then Paul is getting everybody fired up about Cody in the money bedroom. I hope this is all making sense so far. So then Josh decides it's time to start banging the pots and pans again. He's walking back and forth in front of the Apple Lounge door where Jess and Cody are. Jess is laughing. She's just like, Josh, what are you doing? Like, you're such a freaking idiot. She even like threw something at him. Josh is laughing about it too. He's like, you're aiming for my dick. So I don't think Cody thought it was as funny because he was just sitting there like, all right. So then this is where it gets crazy. First of all, like, a bunch of the house guests were in the kitchen laughing at this whole thing. But this is where things really went to hell. Paul is in the kitchen yelling to Jess and Cody in the Apple Lounge, do you guys want to come out here and answer some questions? You want to come out and play? You want to play the game? So Jess comes out. She's standing outside of the lounge, and she's just like, what do you want to know? You know, I'll answer your questions. What do you got? So Alex says, why me? And Jess says, you nominated me, Alex. What the hell? So Alex starts yelling, we saved you! I'm going to lose my voice by the end of this. So then Jess is like, yeah, you saved me because Dominique had a meltdown. Like, that's the only reason I'm still here. So Alex is saying, everybody wanted you out. We saved you! So Jess is like, Alex, I owe you nothing. You put me on the block. I owe you nothing. So then Paul segues. He's asking if Cody knew about the deal she made. And Jess is like, of course he knew. You think I'm really going to hide that from him? So then they start calling Jess and Cody liars. They're like, he just said that he didn't know about it. He lied to my face. So then Josh jumps in. He says, Cody has a muscle on. Finally, they correct him. And they're like, it's a muzzle. They're all like, it's a muzzle, Josh. So they correct him. So then Paul has Matt bring up the whole Alex and Jason thing from week 1. Cody saying that he wanted to keep them around to take out Jess and Raven eventually. Jess is shutting this shit down. She's like, come on, people. That was from week 1. We already cleared this up. Those are mice in the ceiling. And she said, we already cleared this up. I don't freaking care, so get over it. So then Cody is sitting in the Apple Lounge quietly throughout this whole thing. So then Alex is like, where are my ears? Who hid them? She's talking about her cat ears headband, not like her actual ears. She said, who hid them? Did you not say that Raven hid my ears and dumped out my soda? So then Raven starts screaming. She says, you look like asshole so... Oh, wait, no. You like asshole so much because you talk out of yours. Jess and Alex are also screaming. It is hard to even hear what they're all saying because they're all just like... So then... didn't Raven admit to Elena that she hid the cat ears and dumped out the soda? This shit is so fucking ridiculous. I'm sorry, I'm dropping F-bombs right now because it's insane. So then, at this point, it's really hot in here too. At this point, Cody brings Jessica outside. He's like, no, that's enough of this. So they go outside because the backyard just recently opened up for business. So... as Jess and Cody are walking outside, Raven is screaming. She's pounding on the table, or the counter, and she's like, if you can't handle the heat, get out of the mother-effing kitchen, bitch! So she starts dropping C-bombs. Paul is high-fiving her, kissing her on the forehead, saying like, that's my girl! Rah! He's trying to get everybody to follow them outside. He's like, come on, guys, let's go, all go outside. We gotta continue this. Let's go outside, guys, come on. And nobody is following him. It's so sad. Baby! She gets really excited when I do that voice. But anyway, it's crazy. I can't take it. Okay, so then Paul's trying to get everybody outside, and they're just like, no. So then Alex starts yelling at Mark about the cat ears. She's like, you freaking knew about this? Why did you tell me? Why weren't you sticking up for me? And Mark's just like, don't bring me into this garbage. Like, I want no part of this. So then Paul is trying to redirect, bring it back to Jess and Cody. He's saying, those are the people that are those people are the reason that you're not going to jury for sure. Those are the people that you should be mad at. So he's saying, like, let's go outside and tell them. But he's going outside. Eventually, Josh grabs his pots and pans and he goes outside. And Paul's just like, yes, 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 yes. So the two of them go out there. Josh is doing circus pots again. Paul is dancing with him. These two idiots are both wearing those tutus from the competition. Everybody goes outside with them now at this point. And Josh and Paul start screaming at Cody and Jess. Ridiculous shit. Then Raven joins in. She's screaming about Jess throwing her not under the bus, but under the train. And she says about 5,000 times, are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? So then Alex says that Cody is a disgrace to Marines. Are you insane? That is so messed up and dumb. So then Jess and Cody throughout this are lying on the hammock while these idiots are screaming at them. And I mean screaming at the top of their lungs. And it is so mother freaking sad because Cody and Jess are all the way on the other side of the backyard in the hammock. These freaking idiots are all standing by the door with all this space in between them like, it was so insane. I just can't believe this was real life. So then Cody is telling Jess, like, I just can't wait for you to use the hex. I can't wait to see these people freak out. Like, they're so messed up right now because they are scared of two people. It is so insane. So they're not really affected by this at this point. So then after a few minutes of all the screaming, Paul is called to the DR. Oh, I thought there was a bug on my arm. And while he's gone, Josh is the only one who really keeps yelling at Cody and Jess because everybody else can't do it while Paul's not there. So Paul comes back and he's like, guys, like, we can't incite violence, we can't use fighting words, and we can't talk about self-evicting. We just can't. Big Brother doesn't want us to do that. So then Alex at one point starts calling, I mean, this shit is going on for like, it was a good 2 hours. I think it was closer to like 2.5 or 3, I want to say. But I'm just giving you the highlights here because a lot of it was very repetitive. So Alex starts calling Jess a sexual predator. She's like, she slapped my vagina! I didn't want her to slap my vagina! And then Paul says that Jess is sticking fingers up people's butts. It's inappropriate. Yeah, and they're going on about that. And Jess is just like, this is so ridiculous. I can't believe they're calling me a sexual predator right now. So then Eventually, Alex, Christmas, Raven, and Paul start yelling that Cody is a bad American because Jess's American flag cover-up was on the floor in the bathroom. So they're saying like other Marines would have something to say about that. So Paul goes inside. He's like, I'm going to pick this wrap up off the floor because I'm a good American and I didn't even enlist in the military. Oh my God, get a life. So then the cat ears thing comes up again. Alex is not going to let that go. And Paul is just, he's joking that Raven is the one that hid them. And Raven says, guilty, because I have 2 terminal diseases and that's what I want to do with my life. This is not the first time I've heard her say that. What does having 2 terminal diseases have to do with you hiding somebody's cat ears? What? Okay, so then Raven says that Jess is with Cody because she saw how big Cody's pee-pee is in his silky shorts. And that's why she went up to the HOH room. Meanwhile, Cody's just like, thanks, everybody's cheering for me right now. But seriously, meanwhile, Jess and Cody are on the hammock, and at this point, they're talking about leaving the show together. It is so Hunger Games. They're about to eat those freaking poisonous berries, and you know that the freaking game controller people watching this are just like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, we gotta shut this down because this is gonna ruin the whole Hunger Games. So this is only like an hour into this whole screaming part. So then Paul and Kevin go inside, and I gotta say, I'm a little bit disappointed in Kevin for taking part in this. He was not involved in like the screaming and shit at all, but he did go inside with Paul and put Vaseline on the rose bedroom door handles, on the Apple Lounge handles. Paul switched the coffee to decaf again. So like I was really hoping that Kevin would step in and be like, you know, this shit's out of control. Because he was saying like with Jason, I don't like this. It's not a good look. But I was really hoping that Kevin would stand up and be like, you need to cut this shit out because it's not cool. And he didn't, which sucks. But anyway, Big Brother realizes we need to put a stop to this because it's getting way out of hand. So they start calling people into the diary room one by one. They called in Paul, Josh, Christmas, Raven, and Alex. And it sounds like they're telling them to stop because when Paul comes back, he's like, again, we can't incite violence. We can't be following them around like that. It's too much. And we're going to keep up the jabs and the pranks throughout the week because that's funny as shit. You know, but we can't be like all over them. And he's saying like, we're not going to stoop down to their level. Sweetie, you are way past that. You've been past that for hours. So anyway, I'm dying. Anyway, Cody and Jess are calm, but it is grating on them a bit. I gotta give them props for not freaking the fuck out on these people because it is so over the top, so ridiculous. I cannot believe that this was actually happening. So Jess is saying, like, I really don't want to let down the fans, but she's saying, I live like 12 minutes from here. I could be at home right now, drinking wine, like watching movies, whatever, not here. But again, she doesn't want to let the fans down. She wants to show how strong she is. So Cody's like, you know, whatever you decide, I'm going to be right next to you no matter what. So if you want to leave, I'll leave with you. If you want to stay, I'll stay. So Jess she's Jess says, I just need a sign, you know, to tell me what to do. Speak of the devil. The devil appears. What do you know? A little while later, we get a freaking wall yeller from the other side. So somebody with a bullhorn, you know, you have to wonder, was this production or was this like an actual outsider? Because it almost seems like it could have been production. So they very clearly say, America loves Jess! And then they say something else. This part wasn't as clear, but it definitely sounded like, Paul is a bully. But it was more like, Paul's a bully. So it was hard to hear what the second part was, but it was very clear that the first part was America loves Jess. So they're just like, oh my god, don't say anything, because Big Brother's gonna send us inside. And they do. So they send the house guests inside, indoor lockdown. Fish! Cut the feeds! Cut the feeds! So when the feeds come back, you could tell this really knocked the wind out of those bully sails. And yes, I am saying bully, and I think the term bully is thrown around way too much on this show. But what happened yesterday was 100% bullying. Okay? Paul and his minions, that was bullying. So, after that all went down, the majority group, for the rest of the night, they're saying like, oh my god, Jess and Cody are playing the victim right now. Did you see what you did? They're saying that Jess is dumb if she uses the hex. Why would she not use the hex? Do you honestly even believe your own lies to yourself that you're not going to go after her if she doesn't use the hex? Give me a freaking break. I can't anymore. These people are so delusional. It's insane. So the rest of the night, they were just kind of like, we weren't bullying. Like, they're trying to justify it. Okay. So today, I'm just gonna leave it there with an okay. So today, Christmas got a new cast. She got her stitches out, and everything's healing nicely. How nice for you. Moving on, Paul did his HOH blog. He got the Snapchat glasses. Again, he's trying to say, I'm not a bully, you know? And he's saying, I was thinking about it, about what happened yesterday, and never cared. I'm over it. Oh, are you? Okay. So then Paul and Christmas got pissed because Cody like left the eggshells in the egg carton, and they're like, that could cause salmonella. Isn't that like a Southern thing? They said that they've never heard of people doing that before, but I've seen that, I think, mostly on this show. Every time they have Southern people in this house, they're leaving those freaking eggshells in the cartons. That's where I learned about that. It's a Southern thing. But they were really pissed about it, so Petty Paul was like, alright, I'm gonna hide the real eggs in the other fridge and keep the shells in this one. So Petty Paul strikes again. But that's where we are right now. So if you guys made it to the end of this video, you're the real hero. So let me know what you think in the comments. I know this is really long already, but I have to say this. I love you guys and adore you so much, and I so appreciate you watching all the time and leaving your comments and your thoughts. But this is so important. I really am hurt when I log on every morning and read your comments and I see you fighting with each other and being disrespectful. We are not the idiots in the house. Like, this is a freaking game, okay? It's bad enough that these people are acting this way, but I really don't want to see you guys being disrespectful to each other, because there's no need for that, and it makes me really sad. So please be nice to each other. I'm not saying you have to, like, agree with everybody, but just be respectful. And on that note, leave your thoughts in the comments. And until tomorrow, much love.